All right, everybody, welcome back to core. It's gonna be core on the floor today. You either need a playground ball for today's workout, or if you don't have one, you have a pillow. And ideally, your pillow you can make into a ball shape. So you make it as poofy as possible. Optional is having this little towel, a little hand towel, to engage our upper body. So we're gonna go down to the floor right now. Everything today's gonna be on the floor. I'm gonna have us start on our hands and our knees. You can just place let's go actually right away and place your pillow or ball between your knees. So once again, if you're playing with a pillow today, fold that pillow up to make it as smushy as possible. Smushy as possible. All right, so you can just relax the tops of your feet on the ground. You don't need to curl your toes under or anything. Shoulders over the crease of the wrist, hips over the knees. I want to do two cat and cows, but you're already squeezing your pillow, so your feet are probably narrower than hip width. So exhale, round into that Halloween cat, looking down towards your navel. As you inhale, initiate the arch of your back from your belly. So your belly will drop, tailbone tips up, and then only look a little bit forward of your area. You don't need to look straight up, keeping your neck neutral. Exhale, give a squeeze of that ball as you pull your waist in. Inhale, pelvis tips, chest moves forward. All right, go ahead and find a neutral spine right here. Natural curve of the low back. Hold. We're squeezing our ball like crazy, So we're just getting our inner thighs engaged right now. We're just gonna be moving our arms for this last warm-up exercise. I want you to take your right hand off the mat with your thumb pointing up, and then placing your hand down. You're squeezing your pillow or ball like mad. Again, you're alternating. You might notice if your knees are narrow, like mine are pretty narrow right now, I'm having trouble stabilizing, right? Because my knees are not hip width. So just enjoy that sensation. It's a new sensation for me. Oh, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You're keeping your neck neutral, which means you're looking down at the floor. We're going nice and slow. One more with your second arm. For me, it's my left arm. So now I'm gonna raise up my first arm, which is my right arm. I'm still crushing my pillow. My spine is neutral, not flat. Take your right arm up, and I just want you to pulse that right arm up an inch, down inch, up an inch, down inch. So your bicep is outside of your ear. Your right shoulder blade is down, so your shoulder's not up by your ear for 5, 4, you're squeezing your pillow or ball. 2, float that hand down. And then inhale your left hand up. Continue to breathe as you pulse that left arm. Up an inch, down inch. Also, you're getting a read on your shoulder mobility here, right? On each arm, individual arm. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Abdominals are engaged. We're using our inner thighs to get our deep transverse abdominals firing for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. That was our warm-up for today. So I want you to stay on your knees. I'm going to turn forward, and I'm going to pad my knees. So my toes are still pointed in the back, so you don't really need your feet for this. I'm going to reach for my towel. You saw this in a different workout if you've been following my workouts on demand. Knees underneath the hip bones, or as tight as you can squeeze whatever you're squeezing. So you don't need a towel. This is optional, but I really like this with the towel. So my hands are a little wider than the shoulders, so they're not shoulder width, they're wider. You're gonna come on up. You're gonna press your hips to the left, and your arms are gonna float to your fingertips barely touch the ground to the right, and you're gonna come right back up. Let's do the second side. I'm squeezing my ball. I'm down, I barely touch, and then come right back up. Pull your waist in. We're going side to side and up. Shoulders are staying down away from the earlobes. So depending on how long and heavy your arms are, this can be quite a workout. I'm tearing my towel apart the whole time. Squeezing the glutes at the top, supporting the lower back as you come up, rounding over. Nice, you guys. Let's do 4 more. That's 2 on each side. So your hips are absolutely pushing away in opposition of the fingers, right? Nice. Nice. We got one more on each side. Keep tearing that towel apart. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Last side if you're with me. All right, great. So now you're gonna take your mat out, if you folded it up like I did, flat, you're gonna flip around onto your backside. We're gonna be here for quite a while. So you still need your towel. Roll on down and just place the towel by your side. We'll use it in a second. I want your feet just lightly on the ground. So you don't need to push really hard with your feet. Hands behind the hamstrings. Go ahead and use your biceps to curl your upper body up. Squeeze your pillow or ball like crazy and start to move up an inch, down an inch. Exhale, exhale, exhale. That's you breathing. Good job. So this is not neutral spine, right? This is absolutely a little bit of forward flexion. My low back is pushed into the floor. I'm contracting my abdominals so my hip bones are tipped up gently for 10 only. 9, keep squeezing. 8, you can even lift and squeeze the ball at the same time. Lift your shoulders, squeeze the ball. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. You can set your head down now. Reach for your towel. Again, my hands are going to be as wide as possible on my towel, so they're a little wider than my shoulders. Go ahead and float your knees up. Still holding onto the pillow or ball, which is totally optional, by the way. Go ahead and tear your towel apart. Exhale your low back into the floor first, so we're in flat back. Squeeze your pillow or ball, and then you're just moving the upper body. Like for the inhale, up, arms over your head. Exhale, right back over your chest. You're tearing that towel apart. Inhale and exhale. Your legs might be shaking because you're squeezing your object so tightly. So we are in flat back right now, not neutral. We're going to change that in a second though. When your arms, you have one more repetition. When your arms float over your head, can you exhale your ribs down or knit your ribs down? Just give it a shot. All right, so now, same idea, but we're in neutral spine. So now there should be a light space, a natural space under your low back, squeezing the ball tightly, and then again, moving the arms. And just noticing if there's a difference. There might not be a difference in how your abs and your back feel. But for some of us, it's pretty dramatic. Good, so I'm still contracting my abdominals. I'm using that squeeze of my inner thighs to help with that. But I'm not pressing my low back into the mat. If you feel any pain, then you might want to go back to pressing your low back into the mat. You just have one more. So this was pretty subtle, but it's really, really effective stuff. Beautiful. So we're going to come back to that in a second, but I want us to do something else with the ball first. So to put your towel back out to the side, press your low back, you're in flat back now, press your back into the mat, your arms out to a T, and I just want your knees, so watch, my knees are going to turn to the right, my feet go to the left, I'm twisting essentially, and then back to center, and then other side. Just do that for maybe 10 more seconds. We're going to add on, of course. Are the backs of your shoulders on the floor? I just lifted mine up when I started squeezing, so just notice if your shoulders are on the floor. They should be. Yes is the answer. All right, so that's the move of the lower half. You're going to swivel. I'm going to swivel my knees to the left now. Feet are going towards you, and then I'm going to lift my hips up. And then I go to center, I swivel the other way, and then I lift my hips up. But we're going so slow today that we're taking out the momentum. You've seen me do this a couple months ago, where we go really fast. This is not the same thing. I'm squeezing, squeezing, squeezing the pillow through the middle, and then I lift at the very last second. Good job, you guys. Nice work. Squeezing, 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 squeezing. One more on each side, whatever makes you feel even. Your inner thigh should be really talking to you right now. Last one. All right, the good news is you can take out your pillow or ball for a little bit. We're going back to the towel. We're back up to tabletop, now without the ball, so now we get to move our legs individually, which is the point. First, press your low back into the mat. We're going back into flat back. My feet are a little bit higher than my knees. I call it rooftop. Start with just the upper body. We'll add in the lower body now. So when my arms go overhead, I'm going to exhale because that helps me keep my ribs down using my breath. And then I inhale as my hands come up, tearing that towel apart. So you get some bonus work in the lateral part of the shoulder. One more only. Your low back is in the mat or in the floor. All right, options. You're going to take your right toenail and touch the ground as your arms go overhead. Bring it back to center. You've seen this before. And then alternate. That's level one. You don't even have to touch the ground. Maybe you just want to move your leg an inch or so down. Your priority is keeping your low back pressed into the ground. That's your priority, not the big legs. If you want big legs, if you're stronger, by all means, you can straighten that bottom leg out and in. But did you notice, if you're looking at me, I did not bring my top knee in to counterbalance. I did not. So I'm really keeping a lot of load in my abdominals. You might feel it lower in your abdominal wall. Keep tearing that towel apart. You're still in flat back. Remember, you choose your own level. Alrighty, take a second for yourself. Whew, that's hot. That is a lot of heat on your anterior core without you moving so much. So now, same setup right there. I want us to hold one side, but we're going to be in neutral spine if you can. So go ahead and neutralize your spine. That means your low back is not smashed into the ground. Your right toe is going to be the mover, right leg. You're going to take your arms up over your head once again. That right leg goes down with a bent knee or a straight leg. That's your choice. Holding here, hold. If you can, lift your shoulders up off the mat, keeping a neutral spine for 5, 4, breathing 3, 2, head goes down, knee and arms come up. You're still in neutral spine. Take a breath right here. Second side, same abdominals. All right, so start the arms first. Arms go over the head. We're breaking it down today. Then either your bent knee goes down or you extend your leg out. You are holding. Whew. For 3, and then you lift the shoulders as an option 2. Go ahead and lift the shoulders up if you'd like. Hold. 4, 3, 2, and bring it on in. Yikes. Set that towel down to the side. You can take your knees open and rock side to side. And then extend your legs down below you, arms up above you, wall to wall stretch. Good job. We're gonna roll. I'm gonna roll onto my left forearm and face you guys. So I'm gonna be on my knees today. I'm doing a lot of exercises today without feet for my friends that can't use their feet. So shoulders right over your elbow. And notice my hand is not straight forward. I have externally rotated it slightly. That just places the scapula better on your ribs back there than having your hand forward. My knees are kind of in line with my elbow. I'm gonna come on up on my bottom knee. My feet aren't even working back there. I'm tucking my tail and squeezing my glutes. So this would be a quote modified, forearm plank, but we're gonna be working in this position. So just hold. Feel, I'm closing my eyes to feel my glutes contract. My abdominals are helping with that, right? Because they work together. Nice. So the ears off the shoulder, here you go. You're gonna dip your hips slightly, maybe an inch or 2. You're gonna come up, that top knee comes up. And then dip your hips, so top knee comes up. So we're working obliques on the bottom side, and of course shoulder. Your bottom hip, and then also this top hip. Inhale, exhale. My feet are touching one another, but I'm not really smushing them together at all. Really, really light. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You can get a bigger range of motion if that feels better for you, if you get more work in the bottom side. Just be careful that you don't shrug into the bottom shoulder. Yes. Nice. My feet are touching behind me, and just that top knee is coming up like a clamshell if you're in Pilates. for 5. Nice. 4. We're gonna take a hold at the top. 3. Keep your neck nice and neutral. 2. Holding up right here. Hold. Option, you can extend that top leg up. Again, tipping your tail under, abdominals contracted. Maybe you want to take your top hand up just for fun. If you're with me, you're lifting and lowering that top leg for 10 only. This is it. 9, 8, yeah, 7, 6, 5. Super straight leg. 4, if you're there. 3, 2, carefully come down. Carefully come down. Woo. All right, so it's a lot of load on this left arm, left shoulder. So just go ahead and reach your right hand to your shins. First, just take your top arm over to kind of open up this bottom side. Take a breath. See how much expansion you can get between the ribs on those breaths. And then we're just gonna flip to the second side. But if you need to give your shoulder a little bit of love, you can stretch it out, shake it out, and then flip yourself to the second side. So shoulder directly over your elbow. You can start with your hand forward and then you can move it. It's roughly like 20, 30 degrees. It just depends on you. Knees are in line with your elbow. Go ahead and press up. This first time, make sure the shoulder's still above the elbow. I do take a long time to set this up because I want to make sure everyone gets it right. So you got to look at your body, be your own trainer. From here, it's just down inch, up an inch, nice and little. Just feeling the work move from that top side to this bottom side. Keep going. I need to pad this knee because this knee hurts me on this side. I got a bony knee. Nice. Good. Little by little. My feet are just resting lightly on one another, but I'm not pushing them into one another. All right, you ready to open up your knee? Here we go. Open up the top knee and then down and close. So you lift open, down and close. I'm really squeezing the glutes behind me. Squeezing the abdominals in front of me. Nice. You're just opening that top knee and then closing. Good job, you guys. Your shoulders staying very, very stable. At least you're trying. Your head, you're not dangling your bottom ear down. Inhale, exhale. Good job. We got 4 more with the knee. And 3. Nicely done. And 2. This last one you're holding up, you can just hold here the whole time, or you extend your leg with the top of the foot pointing towards me, and then you're gonna lift and lower. You can take that top hand off if you like. Keep squeezing your bottom glute, especially. Squeeze it forward, 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 abs nice and tight. For 10, 9, 8, 7, good job. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and carefully fold all the way down. All right, climb on up. You can hold on to your shins over here so you don't fall over. Take that right arm or second arm up and over. Breathe into the ribs. Try to create space, literally from the inside out. You're stretching from the inside out using your breath. Nice, and then you can sit any way you'd like to get a little bit more relief in that bottom shoulder if you need to. All right, team, we're on our belly. On our bellies. Let's start with your pillow between your legs. And we will use our towel actually in our hands in a second, but not yet. So you want your towel kind of by your face. You want your pillow or ball between the thighs or the ankles, whatever is easier for you to get there. Hands are just gently on the ground. All right, so let's just work on the lower half first. Tops of the feet are pressed on the floor. Go ahead and spin the pinky toes onto the floor. Tuck your tail, contract your abdominals. Yes, your glutes are gonna contract as well. So just hover here, and then lift your lower half up, squeeze the ball. So it's a lift and a squeeze. It's an up and a squeeze, up and squeeze, up and squeeze. While you're doing this for 15 more seconds, are you truly keeping your abdominals contracted? You're not letting them dump into the floor. We're using them to support our lower back, among other things, helping our glutes contract. 3, 2. Hold the up, hold the squeeze, reach for your towel if you're using one today, wider than the shoulders, of course. Arms up, you're just looking at the ground. You don't need to see me at all. Neutralize your neck, your chest is floating, you're trying to tear that towel apart. Listen carefully, as you tear the towel apart, you're gonna pull your elbows down. The towel, if you're using one, goes right underneath your face, and then you press right back up. Your legs are floating, everything's floating. You're even keeping your abdominals engaged in this position. Tearing the towel side to side, drawing the elbows down like a lat pull, engaging the big back muscles, not just your erectors. 2 more just like that. One more, you guys, you're doing great. Hold your arms extended. I want you to lift your head up, look over your right shoulder, and now you're still squeezing your pillow or ball, but try to lift your right leg up an inch, down inch. So you're just looking to the right, lifting just your right leg up an inch, down inch. 5, 4, nice. 3, 2, look down and then look to your left. Look to the other side and lifting the left leg up an inch, down inch. So you're still squeezing the pillow, it's still there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and everything goes down for a second. That should have been sort of intense. A little bit intense. I know, it's not flashy, but it's intense. So now, if you've got your towel there, you can just put it under your face to pick up your sweat if you're sweating. All right, you're gonna take your ball or pillow out, and I want both hands. So if you've got a pillow, you're gonna make it more like a ball shape, right? But you're gonna have both hands on top of your ball. You're gonna see that move again with the look side to side, but with different legs. So contract your abdominals, go ahead and lift your chest, push it, putting pressure into your ball. Go ahead and start flutter kicking your legs, flutter kick. Hollow out your waist. Front ribs are knitting down. So if you need to look at the floor to make that happen, please do so. And now, take your right hand off your pillow or ball, take it back by your side. Look back towards your right hand and keep swimming. This is very traditional mat Pilates. 5, 4, pushing with that front hand. 3, nice. 2, back to center. Keep kicking the legs, looking straight down. Front ribs are knitting inward and upward for 4. Switching sides in 3, 2, left hand goes back, palm down. Look towards your left hand and keep flutter kicking. Push more pressure in your right hand, that ball hand. 4, 3, 2, and hand goes forward, everything comes down. Nice job. You're gonna release your pillow or ball, hands underneath the shoulders, press up on your knees and sit back in child's pose. Please, please, please. Take a big breath. Feel your back, your low back, your mid back, even your upper back expand every time you inhale. Every time you exhale, just allow everything to soften and happen. 2 more. Stretching yourself out from the inside out. 1 more. All right, let's finish on our back side today. So flip back onto your back. You don't need your pillow or anything. Windshield wipers to start. So you're gonna be in a tabletop position with your legs, arms out to a T. Go ahead and exhale your low back into the ground, so flat back. Inhale your knees to the right or to one side to where you can still keep your opposite shoulder on the ground. Pause, little tuck of your tail right there, and then very slowly, kind of boring, bring yourself back to center, so slow. When you get to center, take an inhale, move your knees to the left. Do not let your opposite shoulder come up. Take a tuck of your tail and very slowly back to center. So taking out the momentum on this. You go at your own pace. Inhale to one side, tip your tail up. That's very subtle, but very important. And then slowly make your way up. Now I know, keep going. The lower your legs are to the ground, that's the harder part, right? So don't rush out of that spot. I'm holding, holding, holding. I'm fighting through it as I start to move, but I try to go as slow as possible on that lower zone rather than the upper zone. You know that gets easier up there. Keep moving. Very, very slow. Nice. Finish up one or two more, whatever makes you feel even. And finishing in center, give yourself a quick little hug. We're not done. We're gonna do inner thighs, not squeezing a ball. Old school stuff, but I do like this move. So your hands can be down for now, that's the good news, and your head. You're gonna flex your feet. Yes, those are hamstrings. You're gonna open up your legs, and then you're going to point your toes, scissor, scissor, and then open. So you're gonna go point, point, flex. Point, point, open. Open. Boom. So if you've had enough of your abdominals and you just want to keep your head down, you're going to stay here, which is great. And this is how you're going to finish class. If you want a little bit more with me, you're going to hands behind the head, add a little bit of flexion here. You're going to point when you're up, or actually you're going to curl up when you're open, and then when you're doing that scissor, switch off, your shoulders are halfway down. So I'm gonna flex when I'm open, I'm gonna point, and then I'm gonna look through my legs, or at least pretend you're gonna look through your legs. Do not pull your head, because you don't need to actually look through your legs. So your chest is up when your legs are open, like you're looking through the window. You close the window, you open it, close, close, open. You only have 4 more for the day. And 3, and 2, 1 more. Nice job, you guys. Send your legs down below you. We're gonna do that T stretch to finish, 30 seconds, alternating your legs. You're gonna inhale, one knee up, exhale it across your body, inhale it to center, exhale it down. That's your move. Second side, inhale, exhale, inhale and down. Finishing up 20 more seconds. You're doing great. This is a nice move that you can do in the morning to wake up. Of course, you can hold on either side. But I like this as I call it a neutralizer for my back after I've done some crazy stuff or nothing at all. 1 more on each side. Finishing up your last one. We're gonna take maybe 3 breaths. Hands can go to the heart, and they can be anywhere you want. And I want you to breathe in gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, for being an awesome human being, and for showing up for this workout. You chose to do this today, so congratulations. Gratitude for your friends and family that are in your life. And also gratitude just for being aware of love and kindness. That is huge. Being aware of that is what we have and who we are at all times. That's it, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me today. You rocked it. You didn't have to use your feet today. See you next time.